First thing first, what is happening with you on the UFC? Are you optimistic you will be able to fight there?
Well, I was down at UFC London last week or the week before, cornering one of my teammates, David Grant. Had a chance to speak with a few guys there, and basically it's just a visa issue. So as soon as I get that sorted, I've got a few guys trying to work on my visa, and so I can gain access to the US. As soon as that's sorted, they said they're more than happy to have me back. So yeah, I'm optimistic. I think I'll be back there. I think I deserve to be there. So who knows what the future holds.
Now, for folks who don't know, can you tell us a bit what happened? Like, why were you not allowed to fight at the TUF finale?
Yeah, I went over to America and did the Ultimate Fighter series. I beat all of the guys, well, who they were put in front of me. Basically, the only guy on the show to win all 4 fights, but due to like a visa issue, I didn't fill it in the right way. I forgot to put 1 or 2 things down on the visa application, so I couldn't kind of secure the visa I needed in time for the finale. So now I'm kind of chasing tail, trying to get the visa back and trying to get back fighting for the UFC.
Now, what was your reaction when you first heard the news that you weren't able to fight at the TUF finale?
I was gutted. As soon as they told me the fight was off, I couldn't believe it. I mean, like I said before, I deserved to be there. I won all of my fights, and the guys who ended up fighting in the finale, I've already beat both of them. I mean, I beat Ryan Hall on the show. I beat Artem about 3 or 4 years ago. So the show was mine for the taking. In my eyes, I won the show, but shit happens.
Now, where do you go from here if this matter can't be resolved? Are you looking at fights in other organizations, or?
Yeah, I've got a fight. Hopefully, I can announce next week. A decent fight. Until the visas get sorted, I mean, I can't just hang about hoping the UFC are going to take me back. I mean, I'm a fighter. This is what I do. This is how I make my living. So, for the meantime, I'll concentrate on being the best fighter outside of the UFC. Win fights outside of the UFC. If the UFC call me back, happy days. If not, I'll have to just keep doing what I'm doing.
Besides all of these visa issues, how was the experience for you being in a Ultimate Fighter house and being in a reality TV show?
Yeah, it was like nothing I've ever done before. I mean, you can't kind of prepare for that, being in that environment. No TV, no phone, no contact with the outside world, and basically you're living with a guy you're eventually going to fight. So I didn't expect it to be as hard as it was, but I know I'm strong and I'm focused and I'm dedicated, so I didn't kind of let any of that faze me. I didn't let the cameras bother me. I just went in there with the intention of winning, and I did everything I needed to do. Unfortunately, the visa kind of set me back, but for those who won the show, they know who really won the show. So.
Now, how did you get into MMA in the first place?
I've only been training MMA for maybe 5 or 6 years. Before that, I've never done anything. I never knew about MMA. I'd never done any combat sports in my life, so it was kind of all new to me. When I was a bit younger, I needed to kind of channel my energy into something in a positive way instead of always getting into trouble and always getting into fights. So I kind of joined in a local MMA gym around me, and I fell in love with the sport, and fortunately it's took me all over the world. I mean, I've fought all over the world, and it's still relatively new to me.
So you did have no wrestling background before?
No wrestling background, no nothing. I've kind of put more effort than anything into the wrestling. I feel like my wrestling is maybe my strongest attribute, but literally before I knew what MMA was, I've never done any wrestling, any boxing, any jiu-jitsu. It kind of all happened at once for me.
So why do you think you have your style, like sort of like a top-heavy wrestler, submission kind of guy?
When I first started training, wrestling kind of got me hooked more than anything. I used to go to the MMA classes and the boxing classes, but it was the wrestling what I really loved. Any other extra wrestling classes I could do, I did, and I was lucky enough to have a guy off the Olympic team as a coach in my MMA gym as well, so I learned a lot of him, and I'm surrounded by the best wrestlers. I mean, I always think my wrestling's good, and then I come here and train with Gunny and them guys, and then I just think I'm not as good as what I thought I was.
What is your mentality going into fights? What are your thoughts and feelings when you're like walking to the cage? Are you scared, or are you just happy and relaxed? Or
when it comes to fighting, I'm kind of numb. It's like a blank feeling. I don't really feel scared or excited. I just kind of want to get in there and get it done. I mean, a day or two before, that's when all the adrenaline and the nerves get done. But as soon as I warm up, as soon as I hit pads, as soon as I ever move around with my coach, I'm focused, and I'm basically, I don't even focus on who I'm fighting. I just know I'm fighting somebody, and I just go in there with that blank expression and do what I've got to do. I never worry about what he's going to do. I just worry about what I'm going to do.
That's the SPG way.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, what brings you here to Iceland?
I've come over with two of my teammates, Matt Inman and Martin Stapleton. Come to do a bit of sparring with Gunny. He's got a big fight coming up, as we've all have, so it's kind of benefits us all really. Gunny gets the sparring and we get the experience as well of training with new bodies and kind of prepare for our own fights as well, what are coming up around about the same time.
Now, how has the training been here in the last couple of days? Right?
Yeah, we got here yesterday. We had a bit of a move around last night, a good few rolls between us, and then this is our first main session today. I mean, as you've seen at the end of the class, I couldn't even get up for the last 20 minutes after the session. I'm absolutely knackered. I mean, all the guys here are at a very high level, some great scrambles, so this is where I need to be for the next week, and I know I'm going to take away a lot from this experience.
Awesome. And final question, how do you see Gunny's fight against Albert Tumanov? What's your prediction?
I think Gunny's going to win by submission, but saying that, I think Gunny can kind of stop him on the feet anytime. His wrestling's second to none, but in my eyes, I think Gunny's going to catch him with a submission either round 1 or round 2.
Thank you for your time.
Cheers.